women do bring a different way of seeing things. They make the connections that when sometimes the communities are polarized, they become the connectors.
Women's human rights are in danger because women's human rights, they can disappear in a second if you have a conservative government or if the fundamentalism increase in the country.
Also, the struggle of women within a society is the struggle for justice and democracy, and these are very important values to maintain even within a context of conflict.
Urgent Action Fund is part of an extraordinary and growing international movement to advance women's rights and participation in every part of the world. It is an intensely global and profoundly local movement.
The core of our work is rapid response grant making. We make grants very fast to enable women human rights activists to intervene in situations that require immediate action, whether it's action to protect or an opportunity to advance rights.
Having this possibility to apply for a grant on any language and to have a response within the 72 hours is something exceptional.
We're lucky enough to enjoy a dynamic group of women activists who serve as board members. We're able to rely upon a broad range of women, local women around the world who we can contact to help us make our decisions. And in that sense, we're able to ensure that both our grant making, our research, our advocacy is always grounded in the concerns and the realities of women who are living in conflict zones.
What we do when we look at proposals is we're looking at whether or not they fit into one of our three categories, which are responding to situations of armed conflict or escalating violence, potentially precedent-setting legal or legislative cases, and protection and security of women's human rights defenders.
Colombia, 2005. Over the course of 40 years, 1 million women and their families have been forced to leave their homes due to ongoing violence by armed groups, paramilitaries, guerrillas, traffickers. In Cartagena, members of the League of Displaced Women come together to develop new communities. They build their own homes. Some are living in a house for the first time.
No tenía baño, las paredes de plástico con ripio, unas vareticas que poníamos ahí. Ahora tener esta casa, imagínense, yo me siento feliz de la vida.
The women advocate for their rights and apply for restitution under recent Colombian laws which promise aid to those affected by the conflict.
Entonces, cuando las mujeres y cuando las organizaciones de la sociedad civil comenzamos a hacer exigibilidad de esos derechos y a utilizar todos estos mecanismos para que se nos restituyan esos derechos mismos, de cierta manera, esto es una amenaza para todas estas personas que han estado históricamente en el poder.
Their actions are met with harassment, including murder and arson. A UAF grant enables the community to increase their security on short notice.
Doing women's rights work, doing human rights work has been increasingly difficult around the world, particularly post 9/11. Women's rights activists are immediately branded by the authorities as anti-national and against national security. They are attacked, they are surveilled, they are prevented from doing their work. Sometimes they're arrested, detained. And in addition, women's rights activists always have a fear of being sexually violated.
The long-term vision of the Urgent Action Fund is to encourage the growth of regional UAFs that can support activists with rapid response grants and other initiatives. The first, Urgent Action Fund Africa, was established in 2001 and became an independent organization in 2005.
We are in more than 30 countries in Africa, although we are not even 5 years old yet. We've organized fantastic workshops. We've convened meetings for gays and lesbians. It was very successful. Our director has been very, very much at the center of negotiating peace in Kenya. She convened a meeting of women activists. Women have managed to come together irrespective of where they come from, and I think that is very, significant. So I think we are doing very well. A very respected fan. We are very proud.
It's not whether or not we're famous or well-known or household word. It's that on somebody's bulletin board in Chechnya, in Guatemala, or Zimbabwe, when something happens, there is a little thing that says Urgent Action Fund, and it has our email address or our phone number. At that moment in time when we're needed, they're going to say, here, contact these people.